the wise guy, if I put it this way, Coach Respect, the wise guy. So, sorry, those of all of you who were waiting for me to come on and do my live show. I completely fell asleep. Didn't wake up until like 11 o'clock in the Pacific side here. So I figured, there's probably gonna be like a few people, of not enough to do you guys today. But I am back and questions. So hopefully when people hear, they're gonna see the title of this. The title of this show, legitimizing. Let me know you're in the chat. Leave a comment if you're watching this late. Hey, what's going on? Comment if you're watching this tomorrow. I'm noticing that those friends are on here in the morning watching do. Obviously, I guess in New York, it's 1 o'clock in the morning right now, so makes sense. Coast contingent. Going live a little bit earlier, chopping big time. You're just chopping with the axe. Yeah, I'm live to get some of the East Coast fam in on the chat. If you guys have any questions, you know how it goes. Just leave a comment and to answer them as we. So today we're going to talk about legitimizing your business and what it takes to essentially the start. And then obviously people want to know about taxes. And I don't give, for everybody who knows that, I don't give tax advice. I leave that to the professionals. So the first rule of thumb in legitimizing your business is to set yourself up properly so that you do have a legitimate business. Make a decision. Do you want a professional business or do you want a personal business? So I kind of break it up into two categories. I go pro and personal. I'm just using my board to remind me where I'm at. So pro and personal. What kind of business do you guys want to grow? Okay, that's step one to legitimizing your business. You got to make a decision on how big you want your business to be. It doesn't mean necessarily that you have to make that decision right away. You could test the water for a month and just launch under personal. If you're scraping, the bottom of the barrel for cash and you really don't have a lot of cash flow, it doesn't make sense to necessarily give Amazon $30 a month when you could use that to make some money in the beginning. But I will say this, if you're determined to be a professional Amazon seller and free up your time, then you have to make that decision now that you want to be a professional. So I'm a timeline guy. I work in groups of weeks. So Monday to Sunday, then I reset Monday to Sunday. And I'm constantly aiming at something. So I have, people set goals. I just aim at something for the week and try to achieve it. Sometimes it's a big goal, sometimes it's really easy, but I'm always resetting every week and trying to just set something new up and accomplish it. That's how I work. So you got to be in or you got to be out. To legitimize your business, you have to make a decision. This is what you want to do. This is where you're going to invest your money, and there's no second guessing what it is you're going to do. So legitimize your business, make a decision. Do you want to be a pro or do you want to be a personal seller? If you want to be a personal seller, to me, it's kind of a hobby that might grow into something. You might say, whoa, like I'm starting to make money, I'm starting to make sales. And then you can convert it into a professional business. But again, until you make that decision, you've not legitimized your business yet. So give yourself a timeline. If it's 1 month, 2 months, and you're going to test the waters and either you're out because you just don't think it's there, or you're in. You could do it that way. To me, I didn't do it that way at all. My and like I said, you probably have heard this me say this before, but I jumped all in with 10 grand, essentially right off the hop. If I added everything up that I spent on, about half, a little more than half of that was on product right away. At about $5,500 spent on buying 1,000 units of the product that I thought was going to kill it, and it did kill it because I was dedicated to putting the time in and working my tail off to make sure I got it right. Then I was, invested in fully into Jungle Scout for a year, fully into Chrome Extension for a year, fully into Fetcher. These are things that I invested in right away. Bought a laptop. What else did I spend? At the end of the day, whatever I did spend on it all added up. And I saw returns right away. Do you have to do that? No, not at all. But you do have to make decisions on what it is that you want to do to make this thing legit. And you could replace the word legitimize with capitalize. If you're legitimizing your business, means to me you're checking the box on everything that's necessary to make Amazon or selling on Amazon an actual business that could sustain you and free you up from working your 9 to 5 or multiple jobs if that's the case. So do you want to be a pro or do you want to be a personal? Is step one. Next thing you got to decide when legitimizing your business is, are you going to invest into the different tools that are required to build your business? There are multiple tools, not just in the product research side of thing, but there are tools that will help you do your bookkeeping. There are tools that will help you manage your inventory a little bit better. There are tools like laptop, quality tools like a camera if you're doing a YouTube channel, scanning devices. If your heart is set on being a bookseller, there are tools to help you become a professional at that, a pro. Okay, so when I put tools down, I'm putting it under pro, versus in the personal side of thing, you don't really need to invest in any tools per se to legitimize your business, because you're really just investing in product at that point. You're just buying stuff, finding stuff, sending it to Amazon or listing it and selling it. But to legitimize your business, you need tools. Do you need to get the tools right away? Some you do, some you don't. You need to get set up with product. If you're going to be a pro seller, you need to set yourself up with product research tool. There are many options out there. I started research on all the different product research tools I could find just doing Google searches. I think I came up with about 15. I was only trying to find 10. Jungle Scout obviously being the primary one. Celix. There are so many. There are some that offer some free services. There are some that offer full service. I mean, there's obviously multiple packages that you can buy, but that's a product research tool. A bookkeeping tool. Well, obviously you need Excel. If you're going to do it manually, you need Windows, you need Excel to start tracking and managing your daily sales, your profits, your revenue, your taxes, your expenses manually. And you need to be consistent and book in a time if you're going to do it manually, where you're always plugging in your receipts and your buys, and then obviously printing out your sales from Amazon's reports if you actually are on a pro system. So tools are important. You just like if you're an electrician, you obviously need a tool set. You need multimeters. You need expensive tools. You need simple tools. If you're a mechanic, I think the average journeyman mechanics has upwards $15,000-$20,000 worth of high quality tools. For us, it's not that expensive. For us, all you need is software, and in our industry, a lot of times that software is a month-to-month option for most people, so they can cancel at any time. So you can really cut the cost down. Again, when I refer back to what I spent on tools, I definitely spent about $2,500 right away up front, buying Jungle Scout for a year. Again, us Canadians, we had to convert the price from US to Canadian, so we pay like 30% tax on that conversion. And Amazon, what else? So Jungle Scout, Chrome extension, the web app, Fetcher to do my bookkeeping. I didn't jump on that until probably after the first month of selling, because I couldn't keep up with the actual demand. It was too demanding on my time, but I'll get into that in a little bit. What other tools did I get right away? There's other tools that you need. Product and liability insurance, depending on what you're selling, but I didn't get that right away. I actually waited on that. And in my course, I tell people, something you're going to need to legitimize your business. You're going to need liability insurance. You're going to need to register your business. You're going to need to make a decision on what kind of business you want to structure under. So those are questions you may have for your accountant. I'll just write something down. I saw something pop up here. I think Jason said something. So don't you need to record sales from Amazon on Pro because they will give data each month, then I can plug it in? Don't I need to record sales from Amazon on Pro? Well, I mean, with when you're on Pro, Jason, Amazon gives you, their back end is, so you get the whole back end. You get every tool available to you. Excuse me. You get every tool available to you when you're on Amazon Pro. You get all the software that Amazon has in their back end. So I don't know if you're already on there. I think you're already on there, but yeah, I mean, there's reports that you'll get that are great. You can see your sales, you can see your refunds, you can print them all out, you can schedule it by day, you can schedule it by month, you can see the whole year. These are all important features to know and have when dealing with manufacturers in China. If you're dealing with returns, you can just print out your reports specific to by ASIN. Here's my return, send it to them. They'll send you that inventory, they'll replace it. There's a lot of tricks like that. But yeah, I mean, all of that stuff is available. Though that stuff that you can print out and give it to your CA. I tie in Fetcher, which uses these reports, but their software is and their dashboard is so much more readable and easier to understand. It's designed for the newest person, or just a person who wants to see it in like a book, like not even like a book, but just like a comic. It's really easy to read. So, but it still calculates everything. You're still entering, you still have the ability to enter in your cost with Fetcher, your cost of goods, your cost of shipping, any other fees, any other monthly subscriptions you may be applying for. But then what it does is it grabs reports from every part of Amazon Seller Central, whether it be your PPC, your shipping, your returns, things that people forget about. It captures all of that, all the measure, or what do we call it, analytics, all the data, and then obviously using the software that was created, puts it all together for you. So I just love the forums better. I'll probably do another live. I mean, all this stuff is in my videos. I went over this months ago, Fetcher. So if you want a more extensive kind of video where I demonstrate Fetcher, go check it out. Just do a search on my channel for Fetcher. But that's the bookkeeping software. That's another software you will need as a pro to legitimize your business. But more so, why you need it more than anything is most people are in this, one, for the money, but two, for the time. You're learning, Jason, how to use your money to make money instead of using your time to make money. So when you learn to use your money to make money, you're gaining time back. Right now in the world, everyone trades time for dollars. Time for dollars. That's your equity, your sweat equity. So now you can learn to take $4, use that to make $4. That's what you're learning to do. Well, Fetcher is, again, it's a time capture. It does all the work for you. You don't have to worry about it. It's perfect in the sense that you can use it come tax time with your accountant. So, Shinya says, any tools good for retail arbitrage? Any tools good for retail arbitrage? People swear by scanning products. I don't use them, but people swear by scanning tools. I don't know if anyone remembered the scanning tool that was recommended on a couple shows below, but just type it into the comments there. But there's scanning tools that change the dynamics of retail arbitrage altogether in terms of speed. When you get these, I don't even know what the brands are, but there's various brands. But when you get these branded scanners that connect to softwares out there, just like Seller Central, but there are other independent software programs out there. They scan at a rate that is probably 30 times faster than the Seller Central app, which is a big deal when you're scanning products like books, bulk toys, and you're trying to get and scan as many products as you can in a minimal period of time. So I would say the number one investment for people who are dedicated to retail arbitrage is a scanning tool. Again, I don't have a scanning tool. I don't use one. Will I in the future? I have no intention of getting one, but so I'm not an expert on scanning tools, but there are some people who hang out in here that will tell you what scanning tool to use. So I'll bring it up a little bit later. Jason says Opticon. And Jason, what scanning apps do you use? I mean, other than the main one, which is Seller Central's scanning app, there are some primary scanning apps. Amazon FBA scanning. So I'm just checking it if there's any here. Yeah, we'll leave that for the pros. FBA scan is one of them. There's a few. There is a few for sure. I jump on my phone right now, but if you just do a search on your phone for different scanning apps, you'll see a bunch come up. Scout IQ is another one. Check into them for sure. They all offer different benefits. They all are subscription based. They all have a certain monthly cost. And again, yes, that's a tool for retail arbitrage that if you're dedicated to retail arbitrage and you're looking to get into a big book business, you're going to need a scanning tool like that for sure. So in my first month, okay, I guess I haven't explored the Seller Central enough. Okay, cool. Yeah, I couldn't remember, Jason, if you were in your first month or if you had been kind of hanging around doing FBA for longer than that. And tell me, are you doing pro or are you doing just your personal account right now? So tools, retail arbitrage tools. So a scanning tool. Opticon. And like Scoutify. There's a few. Again, I'm probably never going to make a video on one because I don't own one. Obviously, there's no point because I'm not an expert at that. So I'm not really going to talk a lot about that, but there's lots of good stuff out there. But I would recommend it if you're trying to get into the book business. Scout IQ. Just sent 500 items in. Bravo. That's awesome. You're on your way. I use SIM code scanner. It's $70. Knockoff. Where'd you get it? Did you get it off like ALIBABA or whatever? Or did you get it off Amazon? SIM code, $70. So those, I mean, yeah, for retail arbitrage things, those that would invest in. If I were you, if you're dedicated to retail arbitrage, obviously you look at Jason, you look at some of the other people like Natalie, some of the other people that hang out on here and chat. They use those so they can leverage their time. And again, it's about legitimizing your business. So that would be a way to legitimize your retail arbitrage business for sure. Once you invest into a tool, you have your tool, you have your app, that's your trade now. Now you can go to work, you can clock in and head to stores, bookstores, libraries, thrifts, and start scanning barcodes all day long super fast. Versus the app that I use, you scan, it takes 5 minutes to read it, it takes another 30 seconds to click through all the features. Whereas these apps give you all the data with in one fresh look. So they're definitely really beneficial to the people who love to do the retail arbitrage world. And people will probably kill. I have not used one while making a retail arbitrage 2.0. So maybe I should. Maybe I should look into Opticon, Scoutify, Scout IQ, SIM code, and add that in. What do you think, Jason? It's probably a good idea. Hey, if I'm going to do a retail arbitrage course, probably is a good idea to add in those tools since I'm preaching it right now. So I will do that. I'll make sure I do that. What's going on, Keith? Good to see you on here. Welcome back. So we're talking about legitimizing your business. First thing first, decide if you want to be a pro or just have to legitimize it. You need to be a pro. You need to then invest in the tools that you need to sell on Amazon. Tools such as product research tool, in the retail arbitrage world, things like scanning tool, scanning app are critical. You're going to also need a bookkeeping tool. So I use Fetcher, but I'm sure there are other products out there as well. I'm just a Jungle Scout guy, so I've invested in most of their products, and they're useful to me. And they're easy to use to me, and I love the feedback I get from them. Come tax time, If you guys have any tax questions, I'm not going to give tax advice, but I will give you my story behind what I do or how I do it or anything like that. So you're going to need tools to legitimize your business. You're going to need a laptop. Obviously, you're going to need a cell phone, a smartphone, things that most people already have. From there, then you're going to need to find yourself an accountant. It's probably one of the best investments you can make is having somebody who is dedicated in the niche or industry that they're dedicating in the smart. So a smart move would be to find yourself an FBA to help you determine what type of business you need to grow under to start, whether it's a sole proprietorship. Maybe you're doing this with your wife, or maybe you're doing this with your friend. Maybe you have a partnership that you want to look into. Maybe you want to work on a bigger business. Maybe your business is growing exponentially right now, and sole proprietorship or something like that is just too small, and maybe you need to incorporate your business, or in the US, set yourself up for an LLC. So those are things that you need to discuss with your accountant. Those aren't decisions you need to make right away. Even Amazon says you don't need to make that decision right away. But they do say when you get growth upwards at $10,000 in sales per month, if you have 2 consecutive months, you need to, you don't need to, they don't necessarily ask you to, or tell you to put your, create a business for yourself. Although that's a smart thing to do, but what they tell you to do is they tell you to get liability insurance for your products when you've had 2 consecutive months of selling. So that is going to be something that you're going to need to determine if your product is something that you need to invest in liability insurance for. And a lot of times it does require you to invest in insurance on your product. There are lots of insurance providers. Just Google e-commerce selling or online sales or online product insurance or e-commerce product insurance. And no, see, there you go. You don't need liability insurance for book business. But if you sold a baby toy, if you sold a kid's toy, if you ever sold any of that stuff, then set yourself up. So now that you've checked the boxes of being a pro, you have your tools, you have an accountant, okay, you registered your business. I do tell people, because I learned this, that you can, there are companies that will help you set this all up. I didn't use this, but a lot of people use, I'm just trying to think of the name right now. I said it last time. I'm drawing a blank. Someone can help me on that one. I'm forgetting what it is, but it's a one-stop shop for setting your business up. LegalZoom.com, or in Canada, LegalZoom.ca. Just a little easier for some of the people who don't want to go to .gov, if you're in BC or wherever in Canada, and do it yourself. It's cheaper to do it yourself for sure. LegalZoom is obviously charging a little bit of a premium for that service, but with LegalZoom.ca, they'll do it all for you. So you can look at that. So you've registered your business, you have yourself an accountant, you have tools, now you're selling, you're legitimized your business. Other than that, let me just make sure, I'm just going to look at my list here. You have your liability insurance, setting up your Amazon seller account. your Amazon seller account's set up. Yeah, that covers really, there's not a lot in the beginning, and I don't want to make it too complicated for people. Keep it simple kind of thing. But that's, in a nutshell, all you need. Now, of course, you're going to need, you're going to need space. Eventually, when you grow as a big business, you're going to need space to house product. You're going to need supplies, boxes, packing material. You're going to need clear bags if you're doing any type of plush stuff, certain type of products you may want to do yourself. Now, all these, the thing about that, other than the boxes and shipping your stuff to Amazon and sourcing all that stuff, that's just comes natural. That's not, it's not a part of legitimizing your business. It's just a requirement, your office stuff. But at the end of the day, that stuff is, you're going to have to keep that in mind, your expenses and stuff like that. But tracking it is the most important thing that I think most people get, and most people want to know about. What am I spending my money on as far as what software I'm using to track my expenses. And again, that's Fetcher. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys want to go and look at the video that I posted up. Check it out. It's on my channel. I have two of them. They're very popular, actually. They're highly viewed videos on my channel. You're already spreading out? Yeah, that makes sense. Jason crushing it. FBA scan. Good on .ca marketplace. FBA scan. So, any questions about any of the stuff I went over, let me know. Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about starting your business, taking action is the most important thing you can do. In making decisions, and again, setting yourself up with a calendar is critical, I think, as far as succeeding in this business. Like putting in the work, being willing to stay up till 3-4 in the morning in the beginning. So Jason, put in the next 3 months, you're gonna have to stay up late and just watch as many videos as you can, do as much product research as you can, and continue to build your list of products that you're interested in looking at or pursuing. Spending as much time on sourcing sites as you can. So time is I think it's a big component of legitimizing your business, is the amount of time that you're putting in to selling on Amazon, aside from just all the basic stuff. So what does your time clock look like? How much time have you invested on a weekly basis? All is a huge part of legitimizing your business. So becoming a pro, tools, an accountant, registering your business, and then time invested. Your time investment in the beginning is going to be really, really, really high. But as you start rolling out products and as you start building your storefront, it completely becomes like, well, in the retail arbitrage side of the world, I don't think that will ever change. I'm considering just tracking everything for now and filling out my own name. Yeah, I mean, track everything you can. Use Excel. Track your cost. Track your sales. Do a few tabs. Track your daily sales. Track your cost of goods. The cost of goods is the most important thing. So the inventory you buy, how much it costs you to buy it. just thinking here. What I did was I mean, I do my personal taxes for my family, so I'm very familiar with doing taxes. And in any software that you buy, uh, the software will tell you all the deductibles you're allowed to utilize. I would make that list, or I would research that list. You know, when it comes to footprint in your home, for your office space and your storage space, when it comes to traveling, driving around, gas expense, depreciation on your vehicle, expenses on wear and tear, all those things, you need to figure out how much of it applies to your business, and all the areas, because this is now a legit business, and with a legit business, you have a lot of tax deductions that you can take advantage of. And that, again, that goes back to having a CA who can tell you exactly what you need to keep, write down, all that type of stuff. Don't guess. Do not guess. If you Google Amazon business deductibles, I'm sure you'll be able to find a list on stuff that all the stuff that you can take advantage of. So I would do that. I would definitely spend some time doing that. And I tracked it all in the beginning as well. So I tracked everything for months, and to this date I still keep all my receipts. Obviously, I staple them together month to month on anything I buy retail arbitrage, anything I buy private label. I keep track of my gas and fuel receipts, everything like that. So I think that kind of covers that. What else do we want to talk about today? Here's a bizarre one I'll give everybody. So for the first day, I don't know what's going on. So it's kind of freaking me out. It shouldn't, but it's freaking me out. So I've had sales. I started off with sales up today. I'm talking about sales for today. All the way till 8 a.m. I had sales this morning. As soon as 8 a.m. hit, I have not had a sale since. Not one. And I've checked everything with my account, and my account is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I even emailed Amazon. I reached out to Amazon help, and said, "Hey, what's going on with sales today? Like, I have no sales. This is like a first." I'm gonna go on there again. I've been literally looking like every freaking 20 minutes, sometimes every 5 minutes. And I have not, well, I mean, I went a period where I didn't really look at all. But let me just log in here. But I had sales already 8 a.m., then all of a sudden it disappeared. I'm gonna quickly type in my phone here. It's gonna log me off, but I gotta get the number. Where is it? Did I lose you guys? You are live. So yeah, just the most bizarre things. Let me see. So yeah, so and how much sales was I at? I was at 6 sales, just 6 by 8 a.m. Since then, still nothing. So I don't know what's going on. So I've kind of been a little bit of stressed out today, because I'm like, where did all my sales go? I should be at like 40 or 50 by now, but I'm at 6, and nothing's wrong with my account. So these are things that you will deal with when you're selling on Amazon. You get to a certain point in your Amazon game, and you run into something freaky like this. It's pretty stressful. So I've been stressed out. Wasn't like this yesterday. Today, all of a sudden, yesterday was payday. It was a huge payday. Today, starts off with a huge bank account, and all of a sudden, no sales. So Shinya says, when sourcing products from dollar stores and selling it on Amazon as bundle products, how to promote those products since it doesn't have any ranking to start with? Well, how do I do it? You have to, first things first, Shinya, you have to build a good listing. So I wouldn't really worry about promoting it until you really build a good listing. So as long as you can check off all the boxes, your photos are good. Like, you're not just good, your photos are captivating. Okay, so you're showing your bundle. And I get, every time I do what you're asking, I get my photos done professionally by my guy on Amazon. So your photos are good, your bullet points are solid, and captivating. Again, everything in linear fashion has to be really good. Your description has to be really good. It has to match those big brands that you're going to try to compete with zero rank. Okay, so photos good, your bullets are good, your back end is good, you got some keywords in there, you got all your your best keywords for that listing in there. Once you know all that's good, next thing you got to do is you got to start selling it for zero profit. Okay, and get yourself 10, 20 sales, maybe 20, maybe not, but let's just say 10 sales at zero profit. What that will mean is you're going to rank when people are searching that product and they're searching from low to high. You're going to come up as one of the lowest prices. And if your photos are great, and you're demonstrating the same product as another product, but just a better price point, you're going to get people that are going to buy from you based on price. And then what you have to do next is you have to convert those sales into reviews. If you can't convert any of those sales where you're making no money into reviews, then that's where you stop. If no one's reviewing your product, then that's where you stop. You need to convert at least 3 of the 10 sales, 30%, into a review for yourself. As soon as you get 2 or 3 5-star reviews, then bring your price up and start running PPC advertising. But you can't run your PPC advertising until you have reviews. It's just too expensive. You still got to run at low prices to really get anywhere. So that's what I would do if you're trying to rank a good product. All product also has to be in demand, so the niche has to be in demand, like I've said before. As long as your niche is in demand on that product, there's like a draw, and you're getting good draw, and it's not competitive. Page one, if page one is super competitive, then don't do the bundle, is my advice. But if page one's not competitive but there is demand, then do the bundle. And that's what I would do. And as soon as I get my reviews off 10 sales or whatever, then raise your price to make profit. Whatever you want to try at first. Could be $5 hike, it could be $10 hike, whatever it is that you want to try. And if all of a sudden your sales disappear, go back down again, go up maybe $2, and just keep going, and then just raise a step at a time until you get to the price point that you want to be at. Jason says, it's been over a week since my first item came up for sale. I priced many low rank items with lowest price, but I think no sale because I have no reviews. On each sale, are customers required to leave a review or by choice? Customers aren't required to leave a review. So, I mean, Amazon solicits reviews for you, but you need to solicit the reviews. So this is in my course, and I don't really want to disclose a lot of this because this is actually a big part of my course that I've explained to everybody in previous videos. That's $97. I'm not going to really go over it again, but this is in there. This is how to do it, is exactly in there. So I've given you a little bit here on, briefly how to do it. But you need templates, and you need to solicit those reviews. And you need to solicit them under the form of customer service. So I'll say that every time you get a sale, you need to reach out to that customer and let them know that you just need to reach out to them and give them customer service. Specifically, what you tell them, you got to pay $97 for, Jason. But you do. There is more to it, and it's an important part of capitalizing on dollar store products and just really private label. It's a fundamental. It's part of my fundamentals of selling on Amazon. So, and I actually, in my course, just for everybody who's new, my course was $500. I have a bunch of students at that price point. They're killing it. I dropped the price to $97. My goal is to get to 1,000 students, so it's gonna be permanently $97. We'll get to 1,000 students eventually. The goal, though, is to create an army of people who know the fundamentals of selling on Amazon. If you know the fundamentals of selling on Amazon, especially in Canada, where we're nowhere near the volume of sellers there is in the US, we actually have it great because there really isn't a lot of sellers. 1,000 people would be, you would never run into competition. Still, even adding 1,000 people to selling in Canada. But people do need to learn the fundamentals of selling on Canada to become successful. So that's what the fundamental course that is out there for. And in it, I speak about this exact thing, this exact topic. What do you say when you reach out to these customers? Exactly. So I give you those templates. I actually give you 4 templates, and I tell you the exact 4 times you contact customers. And if you do those 4 times, you will successfully get reviews. So that's important. That is, I can't stress it enough. You can't just sell the products and hope to get reviews. No, you actually have to go and get the reviews. If you are unsuccessful at selling 10 products and not getting a review from 10, like at least 1 in 10, so 10%, you might want to just abort or sell out or something like that. Or you just got to figure out how to do it, because you're not doing it right. You're missing a fundamental step. So fundamental step is to actually go and get those reviews. That's what you got to do. Is this for private label and book selling as well? In book selling, no. I mean, most books that you look on Amazon have enough reviews. It's not for book selling. Books will get the reviews. There's a community. It's a book club. Amazon is a book club. They'll get the reviews. You don't have to worry about that for books, ever. People are buying books not based on what other people say per se. They're buying books because of interest and all the other reasons. But it's important for private label. It's important for retail arbitrage bundling. It's important for hybrid arbitrage. It's important anytime you create your own listing. And who was it that asked that question? Because this is a great question, by the way. Was it Jason? Was Jason that asked me that question? Yeah, Jason. So great question, by the way. So it's important for anyone who's creating a listing that is from scratch, private label, hybrid, bundling. So the dollar store method is you go to the dollar store, you find a product that's in demand, it has a demand or a niche that's in demand, and then you buy that product for $1 and you bundle like 3 of them together and you sell that product, 3 of them together on Amazon. You do some great photos up and you make a great listing, but the key thing is your listing is brand new. So how do you get that listing to page 1? The goal is always to have a listing on page 1. That's where all the sales are. So the listing gets to page 1. From there, you need it to stick. The way it sticks is with reviews, because reviews create sales. It's this whole vicious cycle. Okay, so all those techniques are in my Amazon selling mentorship course. So I don't really want to give it all away on here, but that's the thing. You have to get reviews on your product. So, and even if you're in a store and you scan a product and it's retail arbitrage, and it's on Amazon, and this must have happened to a lot of people a lot of times, as they scan a product, it's on Amazon, it looks like it got its value, you would buy it, but for whatever reason, it's on Amazon, it doesn't have any reviews. Are you still interested in buying that product? Do you want to try becoming a forerunner for that product, a guy that or girl that creates demand for that product? There are a lot of people who can do that and are very successful at buying these products that have no reviews and getting reviews on those products, and actually taking a product that is not ranked and ranking that product, and all of a sudden creating demand. The only thing is, you're going to create competition as well, but at least you're the first or maybe the only Amazon seller for quite a long period of time. But those are risky ventures. They're a high risk way of doing things. You know, sometimes when you look at the capital investment, but if the capital investment is low, then it's worth it. You know, especially if there is profit to be made. It's a fun way to sell on Amazon as well. I like doing it. It's like the most technical aspect of selling on Amazon. So it's the engineering of Amazon, building of the web, building of the page, and ranking that listing is really what I enjoy the most about selling on Amazon. I love seeing sales, but what I love is creating that listing and getting it to page one and seeing high volume of sales. I actually love it when I've created a product or brought a product to market, and I've done this before, where I do research on the .com, the massive, you know, again, another secret, I'll let it out here. I do primarily all my research on the .com when I'm on Jungle Scout, because the .ca isn't as populated with products with high demand. But if you think about it, just because a product is not showing high demand in Canada and showing ridiculous demand in the US, doesn't mean it's not in demand in Canada. It's actually in demand in Canada. We're not much different than the US. So a lot of people kind of don't put two and two together. I did a long time ago. I do a lot of my research on the .com. I find hundreds and hundreds of products on the .com, and I keep my list big, my batter's box big, if you will. Because of the way it kind of, if you're on my course and you see me going through product research, and you see my risk calculator, which is a calculator I created for all the students that take my course, in the questionnaire, the way I go through it, is this a base hit, is this a home run, is it a grand slam, or is it a strikeout? So I kind of use baseball analogies, but just gives people an idea of exactly where that product fits in the scale of launching it private label, launching it retail arbitrage, launching it hybrid model. But I do mostly all my research on the .com. So there was a secret for you. I didn't really mean to reveal that, because that is a big secret. And then if that product isn't in demand, I may take it to market in Canada and be one of the first, because if I see like this product is killing it in the States, it's got 5,000 plus demand, it's grand slam, and in Canada page one is like 500, I'm taking it to market. I'm going to be one of the first to take it to market in Canada and get that product ranked. And that's what Canadians have the advantage of right now. And so this is really important. Canadians have the advantage of having page one placement on a lot of products that are out there that still don't have an opportunity to be bought in Canada. Okay. There are a lot of commodities that are just killing it on the US. Give you an example. Do a search for wedding glasses, his and hers wedding glasses. Do a search on the .com, and then do a search on .ca, and you'll understand what I mean. I didn't launch that product. I'm not into launching glass products, but that would be a product that is of high profit, and a product that you could probably source locally, and you can make a killing if you're willing to take and create a listing and then do all the techniques I talk about in my course to get your product ranked. Okay. And it does mean working at it. It does mean making sales at zero profit for, let's say you buy 500 units on Amazon, or even like half of that. Let's say you buy 250. How many do you think you need to sell at no cost or no profit to get a review? Okay. I always say to people, well, if you can sell 10 and get one review, that means you have to sell 30 to 50 in order to get 3 to 5 5-star reviews. As soon as you get 3 to 5 5-star reviews, then you can turn on your pay-per-click, you can increase your profits, and then you can sell the remaining 200 at a profit. 200 at a profit, 50 at break even. Are you going to be profitable? Yeah, because you never ever sold one to lose money. You just sold them to break even. Okay, get your investment back. Okay, so you never sold one to actually lose money, but you sold 200 to make money. So don't be scared. That's a technique that obviously Jason does and a lot of people do. But where people mess up the most is they sell, and then you wonder, like Jason asked, why don't I have any reviews? No one's leaving reviews. Well, Amazon will send an email. It's a terrible email, but they'll ask for a review. You should be reaching out to your customer and asking. You can't solicit reviews. It's against TOS. So there's ways to do it that I explain in my course and that I give 4 templates on exactly the words I use in every one of my emails. Most of my products have between, well, okay, not most of them, but my top 3 have over 300 5-star reviews. So I'm not going, once you build that foundation, you're good. Okay, and then all my new stuff is new. I'm just applying my technique and just slowly but surely it's going to build up the reviews no matter what. They've worked on all my products. So I went on that one. I went on a tangent, didn't I? Sorry guys, just keep leaving your comments. I'll find them. Shinya says, okay, thanks. You're welcome. And Jason says, is it for private label? I blah, blah, blah. Already said that one. Reviews. Private label is my end game. Book selling is my way of learning Amazon. I would love to grow a demand for a niche product and be the first. It can be done, and I mean, as soon as you can, got it. It goes back to what we talked about in the very beginning, which is legitimizing your business. So you're legitimizing your book selling business, and that's awesome. You made your mind up. So everybody follow Jason's suit, make your mind up, pick what it is you're going to legitimize and legitimize it. He's decided books, I'm in it. So he's gonna kill it in books. To me, that's one leg. That's one leg. You put your table on there, that's just this side. Right? Not that stable. I mean, it's just books. So that's one leg. You need to get another leg. You need to get another 4 legs. So private label is a leg. Book business is a leg. Retail arbitrage, as far as everything else, I usually combine all that together. So every other aisle is a leg. Online arbitrage or any other ways that you can make money and stabilize your business. Start a YouTube channel, Jason. It's the number one way to educate yourself about selling on Amazon is to teach others how to sell on Amazon. So it's free to do, and you can sit on your iPhone and you could tell people about how you're doing it with books. How did you get to 500? Talk about your journey. But you'll start to build your confidence, you'll start to build your understanding, and then the amount of research that you're doing right now is high level. So now you can take your game to the next level. So that's something that you might want to do. And don't be scared. I mean, just throw it out there, man. You'll get great at it as time comes along. or goes on as time progresses. But private label is where the money is at. So, you know, at least that's what I say, because that's where I'm making my most is from private label. So who's all in the room right now? Let me know in the comment section below. I mean, I'm checking my sales. I still stopped selling stuff at 8 o'clock. I don't know what's going on. I'm going berserk. This has actually happened to me one time before, where I panicked for the entire night and then woke up the next sale with like 30 sales. I don't know if it's like things are selling, but something's Amazon shut down. Hey guys, check your sales right now and tell me if you if you guys are having if you guys have sales throughout the day, or at least let me know if you know that you've had sales throughout the day. Because like I said, at 8 o'clock, my sales were, you know, on track to do 50 at least today, and I stopped at 6, and I've been at 6 since 8 a.m. What's happening, Nicole? Everyone was asking about you. They're like, when is this meetup? When are we gonna meet up? And they were also asking, I think Shinya was asking about best tools for retail arbitrage, and I said it's a scanner, but I'm not an expert at that. But a scanner, a scanning app, you know, FBA Scan, Scoutify, Scout IQ. Is it called Scoutify? SIN code. Get the SIN code, an Opticon. Legitimizing your business is what the topic has been about. I haven't had any questions though. I'm pissed at this app. It's my best selling day ever, and I see the sales, but it's not adding them. Yeah, so are you seeing sales go through on, is it just your app, or on Seller Central? Are you seeing any sales? I am literally not seeing any sales since 8 a.m. Yeah, no. I've been everywhere. I'll check my managed orders. Yeah. Fulfillment by merchant? Are you FBA? I'm pretty sure you're FBA, right, Nicole? Let me just check my other. So bizarre. Welcome to new manage orders experience. Share your feedback. I'm gonna feedback. Amazon is killing me. Yeah, so the moral of the story today is I have not seen a sale since 8 a.m. come through. There's something wrong. Shout out to Abbotsford. So yeah, so guys, sorry for the dead air there. What else is going on? What else is going on other than I'm looking at that? Tomorrow's video, I'll tell you what tomorrow's video is going to be. I'm going to pull out as many retail arbitrage mistakes that I made, that of all this inventory that is sitting here, all the mistakes I made. So all bad buys that I made. I'll show you guys on camera some of the bad buys, some of the unique bad buys that started good buy that turned into bad buys, so that you guys can learn how to deal with bad buys. I talked about some of my stuff, like the Canon experience, how they restricted product. I know stories where people were selling like Wowie products, fingerlings, and were caught selling like counterfeit stuff, as well as I have so many bad buys that are sitting around here that I'll deal with eventually, but I'll show you guys some of the toys that I made and spent a ton of money on. Now I have to figure out what to do with them. So that will be the topic for tomorrow's video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Wise Guy, Coach Respect. Make sure you jump on my Instagram, leave me a message. Hopefully hopefully within the next weekend or two, we can set something up, some sort of meetup, central somewhere. I don't know. I don't really care. I'll go anywhere to meet up. So let's figure that out, and let's throw a date down. And hit me up on Facebook or search me out, Chris Ducharme. You can add me as a friend, or whatever, Instagram. I don't care. Any of them, Coach Respect. You'll find me, and we'll connect. But hopefully we can do something. I guess either the weekend of 22nd or the 29th or the 15th. So there's 3 weekends to choose from. Let's pick one. Let's pick a place, and let's go hang out. All right, guys. Coach Respect, Wise Guy. Peace.